Our chocolate chip oatmeal muffins are all done, and this is what they look like. Chocolate chips on top. They look very good, and my kids are dying for a bite. If you would like to see more muffin recipes, make sure you follow along. I might make some blueberry oatmeal muffins soon. My mom just finished a cookbook, and she shared with me a really good recipe. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that recipe. Welcome back to Dorothy's Kitchen. Well, it's been a few days since I've made a video, and I want to share with you some oat recipes. I found some delicious rolled oats at Costco during my last visit, and I've been really enjoying the flavor of these. These are from a Canadian company, and they're called Sprouted Rolled Oats. I can make another video talking a little bit more about them, but they're so good. And they don't take as long to cook as steel cut oats, but they have lots of good nutritional benefits, and they're organic as well. What I'm going to do with these today is make some beautiful muffins, some oatmeal muffins. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my milk to my oats while I prepare everything else and let them kind of soften up the way you do overnight oats. So I'm going to add in 2 cups of milk. And I would recommend 2% or higher for this recipe. I'm just going to give this a little stir, and then I'm going to let these kind of soak for probably 10 to 15 minutes while I whip everything else up here in this recipe. Give those a little stir and give them some soaking time while we combine our other bowls. So this is bowl 1. For bowl number 2, this is basically our dry ingredients. Bowl number 2, we are starting out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that I'm going to add 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's baking powder. I'm going to just add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now that's optional, but my family loves cinnamon, so I'm just going to add 1/2 teaspoon. You could always add more if you prefer. And then I'm also going to do 1 teaspoon salt. And now we are on to bowl number 3. Going to be mostly liquid ingredients. My olive oil. I've been trying to switch over to mostly using only olive oil in my baking rather than canola oil. See if it can be a bit healthier for my family. So this is olive oil, 2/3 of a cup of olive oil. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. I get this at Costco. 1/2 cup of coconut sugar. And I'll break up any lumps there. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of regular brown sugar. Just trying to not use quite so much brown sugar and white sugar. Less on the refined sugars if I can. Just a little bit today. So 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. And then I'm going to use some maple syrup. So this will be also 1/4 cup of my dad's maple syrup. I hate to use this because this is like, as my dad calls it, liquid gold. So yummy. I'm going to get every drop out of there. And then my kids will probably lick the container, lick the measuring cup as well. That's their favorite part. And to this, I'm also going to add my eggs in. Actually, I'm going to give this a little quick mix. Mix my sugar and my oil. To my sugars, I'm going to add 4 room temperature eggs. 2, 3, without shells, preferably. I'm also just going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is our favorite vanilla. We get this at Costco. It was very expensive during the pandemic, but it's back to normal price again. Okay, looks good. Just going to give bowl number 2, the dry ingredients, a quick stir here. Bowl number 3. And I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. This is bowl number 2. I don't want to over mix this. I'm just going to mix until combined. Even before that's fully combined, I'm going to add in my oats and my milk that's been soaking for 10 or so minutes while I combine everything else here. So I'll just combine everything. Recently made some banana muffins that have a little bit lower sugar, so you can check out that video if you'd like. So this is 1 cup of chocolate chips. And then I'm also going to add in some walnuts just for a little crunch. A large bag from Costco that I want to use up. These are just slightly chopped, roughly chopped. Good to fill our muffin tins. Easy as pie. So these are going to go in the oven at 425. Oh, my oven's telling me it's ready. I'm going to put 2 in at the same time here. These are going to go in at 425 for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to lower the temperature to 350 for another 12 to 15 minutes. Nice. So 5 or 6 on each of them. So I'm going to pop the oatmeal chocolate chip muffins in the oven. They're going to go in at 425 for 5 minutes. Then I will lower the temp to 350 and it will stay in for another 12 to 15 minutes. There we go. So I just pulled the oatmeal chocolate chip muffins out of the oven. I'm going to show you what they look like here. Looking pretty good. Nice and brown. So they took about 16 or 17 minutes actually, a little longer than I thought. I hope you enjoyed this lower refined sugar recipe. Stay tuned for some Valentine's Day recipes. Thanks for watching.